My name is Emma Freeman, a student in a generation of participation trophies, a generation of entitlement and always needing something new. A generation where extra credit is given when no credit is due, because too much of something can be just as harmful as not enough when we're told to fill our resumes with unlimited options of convenience and fluff. You see, if there is no goal to push ourselves to the top, the bar just gets lowered, and our education gets put in a box. Paraphrasing Matthew McConaughey's poem, Tips Included, we start playing to tie instead of going for the win, when participation is the trophy for every cow in the pen. Eating all we can at the all-you-can-eat buffet gives us a 2.8 education and a 3.2 GPA. I am a part of a generation raised during the age of constant achievement pressure. Not because we asked for it, but because our system has taught us that checking boxes matters more than meaning. We need to wake up, not blame, but to rebuild an education system that unlocks potential instead of measuring compliance. We need to wake up. It's our system that is failing the world and future generations by not failing its students. Wake up. When we make passing automatic, we stop celebrating effort, growth, and excellence. In our path for diversity, we've gotten rid of the opportunities and successes that showcase our differences, by instead making our world all uniquely the same. Inclusion matters deeply, but sometimes in our efforts to make everything equal, we accidentally make everything identical. When real inclusion means celebrating our different strengths, our different talents, and our different paths to success, not uniformity. Students, let's talk about it. We don't have to have our entire future planned out, and we don't need to know what we're going to do for the rest of our lives by 15. Parents, let's talk about it. The need to recognize your role and get involved in your children's education and discipline through your roles at home. To stop handcuffing teachers and expecting them to raise your children. Parents and teachers shouldn't be opponents on this journey. Parents guiding values at home and teachers guiding learning through schools creates the strongest foundation of students. Let's talk about this. In order to create the change we all live and strive for, we need to push ourselves past the standard that has been set and over the bar that has been lowered. Do not stop questioning. Children in Germany are taught to question, taught to ask why, taught to not repeat past mistakes written within their history. Challenge your own assumptions. Children in New Zealand are taught with an emphasis on holistic development, learning through play and critical thinking. Don't just accept it. Ask. Children in the United States are taught to be more focused on standardized testing and rote memorization. There is a difference. There is a systemic gap. A gap that we have the power to fix before that system gap becomes a system error. Around the world, we can see different educational models that emphasize curiosity, play, and critical thinking. So imagine if the United States borrowed some of those strengths while adding it to our own. Let's talk about this. Our education system has become a game of politics that puts its students in a box that does nothing but hold us back. We are asked to trust a system that gave us no reason to trust in the first place. A system built on telling us, its youth, the world, to play by the rules. And then we wonder why no one is thinking outside of the box. No one wants us to ask hard questions, so no one thinks about the questions that need to be asked. So no one is thinking. And I'm not just talking about analytical thinking, the thinking that solves equations. I'm talking about something deeper, reflective, world-shaping thinking. Because we need both. We need to strive for change, strive for being better than the standard that is set. Because frankly, the standard set has been dropped so low, saying that I'm doing better than most or doing what everyone else is doing is really not equated to much. Somewhere along the line, curiosity began to feel inconvenient. Not because our teachers and adults don't care, but because our system rewards quiet compliance more than bold curiosity. Our world is growing faster than our minds can keep up, and our technology is not going backwards. So why are our standards? Our youth, my youth, should be the best, the brightest, the new generation that will change the world, and yet no one becomes it. No one becomes the best, the brightest, the new that will change the world, because sometimes it feels like the world doesn't expect us to change it. But I believe we can and will. Our mindsets stem off of what we have been taught. And sometimes that lack of belief becomes a quiet message we internalize. And when we believe we're average, we stop reaching for extraordinary. Now, I feel like I'm a pretty diligent student. I work hard. I try my best. But is that enough? Is that what people are actually looking for? I have a 4.0 GPA, but my test scores don't reflect that. I am a horrible test taker. And yet, is that all that defines me? Does that little red number at the top of our paper really matter? Should it? Students seen as numbers on a screen. Worthiness of a human being, all determined by quantitative data. When are we going to start realizing that it's not about how smart we are, but about how well we can fit into the expectations the system has created? How well we can fit into the mold society has created of a perfect student, a perfect life. Then we're told we're successful. And that's what we all live and strive for, countless hours slaving away to reach that perfection. Because life will work out if we do just that. Or is that just what we've been told to want? I worry that too many of us are chasing a version of success that doesn't actually make us happy. Checking those boxes instead of living with purpose. I have friends who are putting off living their lives until they're 30 because now's the time for work, now's the time for stress, now's the time to build ourselves for the future, because we will always have plenty of time to do the things that we want as long as we reach this one last goal. And then that goal turns into another goal, and a goal after that. An endless cycle of always trying to win our system. A system built with good intentions, structure, standards, order, unintentionally pushes us to take that step back. Stay quiet and stay inside the lines. instead of imagining what could exist beyond them. Our education system, built on foundations of brilliant, imaginative minds, innovative, thought-provoking, seen as rebellious for their time, are telling us to take a step back. Stick our heads back in a book. Focus our hearts on a test. Thoughts out of the street and on to the words of a page. Back into the system. We can't keep confusing compliance with learning and numbers with worth. We deserve an education system that challenges us, trusts us, and empowers us to think deeply, question bravely, and grow beyond the boxes we've been handed, not because our grades don't matter, but because we matter more than our grades. Students, let's not stop asking why. Parents, let's partner instead of pressure. Teachers, let's keep fighting for curiosity even when this system makes it difficult. And leaders, let's raise the bar, not lower it, because we are capable of so much more. Our future doesn't need quieter students. It needs bold thinkers. It needs curious minds. It needs young people who believe they can change the world and a system that believes it too. So let's create that system. Let's raise expectations. Let's choose curiosity over compliance. Because when we stop playing just to pass and start learning to lead, that's when our education system stops being a box and starts becoming a launch pad. Thank you.